Hey guys, what is up? It is me, the political kid, and today we're gonna be talking about something more personal. So, as you know, I am the political kid, and although I don't give out much personal information since it's, personal information, I do want to give you a few things on politics and why I actually became a political kid. Now, like there's many stereotypes of the younger generation, how they're getting more stupid, they're getting like more addicted to certain things, but honestly, if you take a look at it, all generations are addicted to something. For some it's gambling, for some it's alcohol, and for some it's just being on screen so much. So yeah, a lot of different generations have different addictions, but that doesn't mean that they're not able to do like good things and like have these good opportunities to actually change like perspectives for everyone. Now, I live in a very liberal state and a liberal like area in the state. So, yeah, you might expect me to lean more towards the Democrats. However, just general historical terms, I am a moderate Republican. And if you don't know what that means, I don't necessarily like Trump, but I would probably, like, you know, I'd vote for a lot of Republican um, congressmen and like other elections, but with presidential, it's way more iffy, but I'm just a moderate Republican. Think like Eisenhower, George H.W. Bush, and the reason why I actually came to like be this way is because COVID. COVID really took a struggle on me, especially when I was kind of at home for all this time. And like, hey, I mean, YouTube definitely showed me there's a lot of good people in these works of art who actually put in effort to teach a lot of history and politics and all that stuff. So, yeah, there's many YouTubers and stuff like that who are able to get me to actually like these things that are actually important to our world. So, yeah, big shout out to, Oversimplified, Drew Durnell, and like a lot of other people on this platform who are not popular, but have a good section of like the history community who actually like their work because they're able to teach it in a fun and interesting way. Now, the reason I was a moderate Republican is kind of just, I mean, I am my family is definitely moderately wealthy, and I kind of seen based on historical trends that Democrat presidents, Democrat just leadership has it's either hit or miss. However, with Republicans, it's usually stable in some sense. I mean, that has kind of gotten iffy in the 21st century, but historically, there's been some great Republican presidents, and I'm not gonna lie, there were some amazing Democrat presidents too. Like, yeah, Obama, uh, you know, JFK, yeah, FDR, that kind of thing. Because these guys were able to take a bad situation, make it more stable for the whole country, and yeah, so I try not to be biased in this thing since I'm also trying to give a good historical and political neutral kind of perspective and make it fun and interesting for many people to see. However, sometimes it's a little difficult, especially when it conflicts with current things that are definitely happening because there's a lot of stuff that are happening. And I'm going to say, I kind of wish politics was boring because now politics is just there's so much tension in it that it's basically just wrestling at this point. It's basically just like, you know, like in this kind of state of politics, you can't really convince others, but you just bash each other on certain ideas until you just ran out of things, and none of you are convinced that to actually go to the other side. So it's basically not really necessary, but we still do it since, yeah, that's just American culture. But I will say, I've also made some pretty hot takes, I guess, but yeah. I mean, I just want things to go back to normal. In some cases, that's definitely a hot take, since there's been really good things that's actually been happening with. I mean, I'd rather live today than, let's say, 200 years ago. So, yeah, and I mean, 200 years ago, I wouldn't even be considered white. So, I would have had a pretty bad time. But, like so many other people did. But I will say, thanks to all of you for the support. If there's any newcomers to this channel, yes, I am a teenager, and even though it's called The Political Kid, I just called it to get more attention. So sorry for scamming you, but yeah, I have great ambitions for this channel. I my current my current editor isn't available, so hey, I decided to get into some Adobe testing of some sort. So hey, I'll do it myself, and within this next year, I'll hope to get a lot of experience, learn how to edit, learn how to kind of maximize my growth on this very weird algorithm of a YouTube website that we have nowadays. But hey, stick for the ride, I guess. But I'll see you guys later. It's a political kid, and goodbye.